Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The first giveaway computer of our channel. You ready to see it? Let's pull this thing off. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, we gotta build it first. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the PC Rehab. Today is a special day. We are going to finally put together our first giveaway computer. It's going to be a little different than the videos we usually put out where I take a gross computer, clean it up. These pieces are already clean. They're not necessarily new. I did find them. I pieced together this computer. There are a few things that are new in it. But overall, this will be a fantastic computer for one viewer to win here. If you would like a chance to win the computer that we're going to put together in this video, I'm going to need you to do a few things. You got to be subscribed to the channel, right? You got to hit the bell icon on the video so that you know when we do these videos and we give out more computers, right? So if you don't win this one, you could maybe win the next one. That's the whole purpose of this channel, is to give computers to people like you. I need you to like this video and I need you to share this video. Somewhere down the line, as we're building this and putting this thing together, I'm going to tell you the key phrase that you're going to need to put into the comments so that the random generator that I use to pick a winner knows who to choose, because I enter the keyword and then it just randomly pulls whoever said that keyword in the comments section, and that person will be the winner. I will reach out to you, so don't accept anything from anyone else. I will be reaching out to you personally to discuss your address, your shipping information, everything that we need to know. Again, I've spoke about this in the previous video. This is for U.S. citizens and U.S. mailing addresses only, okay? Right now, as the channel stands, it's not making any money. I am paying for everything. So, in order to cut down on how much it's going to cost me to ship a computer, you need to be within the United States, okay? Eventually, we will get to the point where I can ship across the world, but we're not there yet. So, if you stick with us, we will eventually get to that point, but we are just not there yet. But without further ado, let's go ahead and let's start putting together some of the pieces that are going to go in this thing. This should be a fun video. So what's the first thing that needs to go inside the computer? I think we should always start with the motherboard, right? So we have the motherboard that we've chosen for our build.
The Gigabyte GA-Z170X Gaming 7. This board supports 7th and 6th generation Intel Core processors, dual channel DDR4 for upgrades in the future if you want, Creative Soundcore 3D gaming audio, LED trace path with multicolor choice, and Gigabyte UEFI dual BIOS technology.
Now that we've picked out our motherboard, we're going to have to go ahead and decide on what CPU we're going to use. What we're going to do is we're going to use this Intel Core i7.
The i7 6700K, total of 4 cores, 8 threads. This CPU has a base frequency of 4 GHz. It's older, but it's plenty enough to complement this build.
Also going inside this board is 16 gigabytes of RAM.
We're going to go with 16 gigs of G-Skill's Trident Z DDR4 memory. This memory was designed for PC enthusiasts, overclockers, and extreme gamers. It's going to look really good in here.
And second to last, we're going to need to put in some storage. Instead of using the traditional 3.5-inch hard drive or the tiny 2.5-inch SSD drives, we're going to go with an M.2.
The 1 terabyte Western Digital Blue SN550. With quick read and write speeds, this drive will allow this computer to work quickly so you can stay productive.
All right, so we've gone over most of the things that are going on this board. There is one thing missing in the comment section. Let us know if you figured out what I haven't talked about yet. And the reason I haven't talked about that is because it's not here yet. It should be here in a couple hours, and then we'll be able to add that into the build. But for now, what we're going to do is we're going to attach these 3 items. Our hard drive, our CPU, and our RAM onto the motherboard so that the motherboard is pretty much ready to go and you can just add it straight into your case, right? So we'll start with the M.2 drive. It just slides in like so, very gently, and then you're just going to push this down a little bit until it hits the standoff. You're going to take your screw, go ahead, tighten it on down, and then you have it in here. This board does have space for another M.2 drive, so if in the future you needed to expand on the amount of hard drive space you have, then you can absolutely do that. Or you can always go ahead and get a 3.5-inch drive if you're, or just a 2.5-inch SSD, and you can throw this into the computer. There is space for an SSD on the back plate of this case, so you will have that option. Next, you have your CPU. AMD CPUs are generally have the little arrow on the bottom left. So if you have never put a CPU into a computer, this little arrow that's on your CPU it correlates with the arrow that you're going to find on the motherboard. So it's on the bottom left here, and then it's on the bottom left here, right? So it makes it so you can read where it says Intel Core i7 on the board. So you want to just go ahead, drop that in, make sure it's nice and snug, then take your plate, go ahead, close that down, make sure that it gets underneath the screw. This one's, there we go. And then it feels like it's tight, but you're not hurting anything, you're not damaging anything. It's supposed to put a lot of pressure there, right? And then the last thing you want to do is you want to open up your DIMM slots, right, for your memory. If you're only going to be using 2 sticks, generally what you're going to do is you're going to use the last DIMM slot and then the second to last DIMM slot. Woo, I think I hear our next item just arrived. So you take your memory and you're going to go ahead and you're going to slide it in. You want to make sure that you get it in there even, push on the back side, and then push down until you hear it click, right? Once you hear it click, you know you're good. Then you go for your second memory stick. Let's push that in. And then you're golden. You got it all done. The only thing we're missing is what I believe I just heard arrive. So I just ran downstairs at like lightning speed, or as my daughter would say, super cat speed. And I thought that what showed up was for our motherboard. It was a new thing that I ordered for our motherboard. It's not. It's actually something that I thought was going to be coming late tonight, showed up early, and it is the star of the show, to be completely honest. It is our graphics card. Our brand new, well, let me rephrase that. It's one of y'all's brand new graphics card. It is the AMD RX 6600. It gets some decent reviews online. It's comparable to the 3060. I think the 3060 edges this one out just a little bit, but if you want to game, this one will game with you. Paired with the components that we've put in the computer so far, I think that this computer is going to be pretty boss, okay? Definitely a good build for somebody who needs to work with productivity plus play some games. It's going to be wonderful. So without further ado, let's open this thing.
AMD Radeon's RX 6600 series graphics cards feature AMD's breakthrough RDNA 2 architecture. It is engineered to deliver an incredible 1080p gaming experience, with game clocks up to 2044 MHz, boost clocks up to 2491 MHz. It's got 8 GB of GDDR6 memory, and memory clock speeds of 14 GB per second. This card was built for gamers.
So I took a little break and I went downstairs to eat dinner, and while I was eating dinner, the last piece of the puzzle showed up. Couldn't be more excited, but CPU fan cooler. So if you guessed earlier when I was saying that we were missing one piece, this is the piece. Got to keep that processor cold somehow, right? This one had a lot of ratings on Amazon. I figured this one couldn't really be a bad choice. It's ARGB. It's by a company called ID Cooling. It is the SE214XT ARGB CPU cooler, right? I had like 2,000 reviews, and they were all pretty much 5 stars. So can't go wrong. And it's going to look great with all the other RGB fans inside this case. This will match it pretty well. So what power supply did we decide is going to power this rig? Well, traditionally, a 550 to 750 power supply is adequate for a rig like this. But because it is the giveaway computer and it's the first one, and I figure, later on in life, you would probably want to upgrade and enhance and put a better graphics card in it or whatever. I decided to pick up a 1,000 watt power supply. The RM1000X by Corsair is definitely a beefy power supply. I mean, this thing is wild. It's way overkill for the computer that we're building, but let's say one day you get a great job, you graduate college, you get a good job, and you want to play better games, get a 4090, throw that into the system, you're going to need a lot more juice. This is going to help you for a very long time. You will constantly have good amount of power. Here's the problem though. When I got this computer, when I got the case, it has this in it. It was the 3.5 inch drive. It has this little bay here. You put your drive in it and it would go down there. This thing is humongous. It's huge. So, and it's fully modular. Yay. When you put this in here, right? This thing is wicked long. And if this is with it, there is no way. I'll bring it a little closer. There's no way you're getting your cables in here. It's just not going to happen. So I decided that this is going to get taken out, right? So I'll give it to you. It'll come with the computer because everything that I got for the computer is going to go to you. But that's going to be missing. It'll leave a lot more space inside this bay here for cables, extra cables and stuff like that, so we can hide them to make it so that the actual build is looking really, really good. So the motherboard's put together, CPU cooler's here, graphics card is here, and we've got it all. It's all ready to go. So let's go ahead and let's run some time-lapse footage of us throwing together your computer. Oh, wait, hold on. I didn't tell you the keyword that you're going to need to use in order to enter the giveaway for this computer. That keyword that we're going to use is Swift. S-W-F-T. All right? That is the word that you need to put in the comments section if you want to qualify to win our first giveaway computer, okay? Again, that's S-W-F-T. Put it in the comments section below. You can add anything else you want in there with it, but Swift is what the generator that I use is going to pick up. If it picks up that word, you will be entered in to win this computer. All right? So without further ado, let's throw together your computer.
boy, this looks good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's done. First computer. What do you think? Let me know. I want to know what you think of how this turned out. I know it's like a big disco ball, but I think it definitely turned out looking pretty. Whoever wins this is lucky, and it's quiet. I mean, this thing is whisper quiet, and these fans are moving air. I mean, air is flying out of the back of this thing, and the top too. And there's not even fans on the top. This thing is pushing. So here's the deal. We didn't hit 1,000 subscribers, right? I wanted to build this giveaway computer a little earlier just to make sure that we had one ready to go. But we're close. We're like 200 subscribers away already, and that's mind-blowing to me. But what we're going to do is we're going to hold on to this, and we're going to pick the winner on February 28th. I know that's a little bit further down the road, but that gives us time to continue to promote the channel. If the channel continues to grow like it has, I'll do another giveaway immediately after that, okay? In the meantime, you will still continue to get your typical Wednesday and Friday video from me. Wednesdays will be time-lapse footage, and Fridays will be a brand new computer that we take apart and we clean, disassemble, and do the whole nine. And then we get those ready for giveaways and everything. So stay tuned for those. The Wednesday video coming up is not going to be a time-lapse video because I don't have time-lapse footage of putting this together other than what you've already seen. So what we're going to do on that Wednesday is, in the meantime, I'm going to put some benchmarking software on here. I will put some games on here, and then we will go through the computer top to bottom so that you guys see what you're getting for the first giveaway, right? So I can't wait to show you guys that. I can't wait to give this to somebody. Remember the key phrase. Make sure you comment that in the comment section down below. Hit the bell icon, share and like the video, watch the whole thing so we get our watch hours up so that I can keep giving these computers out to subscribers. Thank you so much for the community that we've built so far. I love it. I try to respond to everybody. I got like behind like for 3 days. I didn't respond, and then I was sitting on the couch for like 2.5 hours just messaging everybody back. I want to keep doing that because I want to be involved with you guys, because you guys are definitely taking the time to be involved in my channel, and I really, really love that. So thank you so much for that, everybody, and I'll see you in the next video.